Zombies is an iconic mode that's been in Call of Duty since World at War. I'm going to try and answer the question though, what is the best Call of Duty Zombies game? World at War was the first iteration of zombies, so therefore they were new to the experience, they were just messing around, it was at like early stages, so the gameplay feels a bit funny, it's a bit buggy, and it's very simple. However, World at War is probably the scariest zombies game, especially Nocta and Toten. That game is terrifying, especially when you first played it. I mean, weren't you scared if you did play it? Black Ops 1 was more refined. It was World at War 2, essentially. The zombies maps were all good. It maintained the 4 solid characters. It had good Easter eggs for story while on the side, while not being overbearing and like, if you don't do the Easter egg, you can't play the game well. But on Moon it was worth doing, so it gave you all the perks permanently, so. Black Ops 1 had the best interaction, well, one of the best, if not the best, interactions with randoms. You could just look for a 4-player game, play with randoms, have fun, get to like round 20 or something, people would start going down, and you can just play medic. I personally loved playing medic in zombies, that's what was really fun for me, not training infinitely, but running through the map, just doing whatever, and then when someone goes down, it was my objective to save them. Because of that, I really enjoyed the crossbow, because when you'd pack-a-punch it, it would become a monkey bomb launcher, so the bolt would distract the zombies for a limited amount of time. You could also use the ballistic knife to revive people upon shooting a down person with it, but crossbow. I like the dynamic because you can mess around with camping strategies. You weren't immortal, you didn't have all the save abilities, you didn't have gobble gums to save you, you didn't have Widow's Wine, you didn't have the zombie shield. I thought it was fun because it was dangerous. Don't take that into real life though, that is not a good thing to go by. Black Ops 3 was quite different to the previous iterations. Instead of it being 2 hit to kill you, it would be 3 hits without Jug. It introduced Widow's Wine. It had a complete different diversity of weapons. It introduced multiple layers of Pack-a-Punch, more than Black Ops 2 did, because Black Ops 2 was just for attachments. Black Ops 3 did it so you could get elemental bullets, effects as it were, including Blast Furnace, which I personally remember when the Black Ops 3 first came out, people were ignoring Blast Furnace, like, no, this isn't even that good. And then I don't remember quite if they buffed it or whatever, but when I was doing a challenge for Blast Furnace, I realised this thing's actually really good, and then, as expected, people started catching on, everyone started using Blast Furnace, and then you could basically make it to any round, because it always kills. I didn't like this power struggle in Black Ops 3. The fact that you could so consistently get to like round 50 if you really tried to, and the only thing that's going to be dying is your will to live. It's not going to be that you're not going to feel pressured by the zombies. It's just grab a shield, buy the ammo for your war weapon, shoot them with Blast Furnace, repeat. You'd have way more points than you're spending. You were golden. And because of how recyclable things were in Black Ops 3, the zombies weren't really scary or they didn't have pressure. It was just if you messed up your routine. Black Ops 3 is debatably more complicated, but I think it's a fine line. I personally really like the map Shadows of Evil. When you start playing Shadows of Evil, it can be really difficult to get into it because you don't understand things, but when you understand it, I personally really enjoyed it. The thing that really killed Black Ops 3 zombies for me was the multiplayer experience. When you'd play with randoms, they'd use their best, most of the time they'd use their best gobble gums. If they go down, they just close their application and leave instantly. You don't get a chance to revive them, they don't care if you're going to revive them, the game doesn't matter to them, they went down, they leave. And that was not fun for me. The frequency of how much this happened completely killed the multiplayer experience for me. So I initially intended to do a side-by-side comparison, a summary of most of the Zombies games, but I realised that there's actually quite a lot I can say about the one game I've chosen, and I'll compare it to the other ones here and there. I think Black Ops 1 Zombies is the best overall. In World at War, it was kind of like finding its places, because it was the first iteration of it, and Black Ops 1, it was more solid. Black Ops 1 has good Easter eggs, not crazy Easter eggs, I have to say. If you want the best Easter eggs for, like, objectives and the story, Black Ops 3 is your game. When it comes to playing with randoms, Black Ops 1's your game, and maybe Black Ops 2, because people wouldn't leave as harshly as they do in Black Ops 3. And in Black Ops 1 you had two options. You could play with like one other person and go for a decent round, which would be about 30 or 35 back in the day. Or you could just play with 4 people and just have fun messing around, doing whatever. You could try camping strategies with 4 people. You could just run around playing the medic, which I personally had a lot of fun doing, because the zombies were actually tough. You didn't have consistent means just to insta-kill all the zombies no matter what they're around. As far as it being a fun, casual-ish game, I think Black Ops 1 was better. Even though I might contradict myself by saying I think Black Ops 1 was a better casual game because it was more difficult. It's because with Black Ops 3 Zombies, the sky's the limit. You can just keep on going and going and going and going, and you don't really have a reason to die. With Widow's Wine, with the Zombie Shield, with Blast Furnace, you don't even need to use the Wonder Weapon in the map to just go forever, and that's kind of unfortunate. Remember when traps were useful? I do. But yes, you can use traps in these new games, but why not just keep training and Blast Furnace? I think the power dynamic in Black Ops 1 is probably the best. In my opinion, this is all very opinion-based. There's also going to be an aspect of nostalgia here because I played Black Ops 1 when I was younger and it was so incredibly fun. But can you name a more iconic combo in Zombies than Mustang and Sally and PhD Flopper? Can you name a more iconic weapon than the Thunder Gun? Can you name, other than the ray gun, but shush. Can you name a map as legendary as Kino de Toten? I think 5 was a brilliant secondary map. There's also the Giant, but 5 was misunderstood. It was a bit complicated, but it was a good map if you understood it. You could either chill at the top bit where everyone would start and elevate a camp or something. You could go to the second floor and just run around that infinite circle, which is what people traditionally did. You could go into the third layer, well, the third floor or the bottom floor, where it would be close quarters, chaos, jumping through windows, which I thought were an interesting mechanic, but you'd have to deal with the crawlers. And that was good. I thought it was a good dynamic. The only problem with Black Ops 1 is when you do find games, there was a fluidity of... it was always consistent, especially on 5. People would want to glitch. And there were quite a few glitches on Black Ops 1, which debatably made the game more fun. Maybe, because you could mess around with them, but at the same time, I don't see the purpose of using a glitch. So, I don't know. I think using glitches in Black Ops 1, like, they were very prevalent, they were very noticeable. I thought they were okay, like, some of them were just stupid, but it felt like a game, you know? You'd have people who took it way too seriously, but it's just mess around with it. Black Ops 2 is arguable one of the best zombies of all time by quite a few people I'm aware of, but as far as Black Ops 2 goes, I think it looks worse. I think the zombies look worse than Black Ops 1 zombies. I think the worst Black Ops 2 map is worse than the worst Black Ops 1 map, being Die Rise versus probably Shangri-La. And then you have Easter eggs. I mean, debatably, the Easter eggs in Black Ops 2, I mean, the Black Ops 2 Easter eggs are more complex than the Black Ops 1 ones, and that is true. But there was also complexity added to Black Ops 2, which I didn't think was good. The crafting system... I didn't like. I think by all means, Black Ops 2 Zombies was good. I didn't play all of the DLC ones that at all, really, but just from what I've seen, Black Ops 2 Zombies was fun. Like Black Ops 1, but the nostalgia thing always goes to Black Ops 1, but I actually had a lot of fun with Black Ops 2 as well. As far as Easter eggs go, I think Black Ops 1 had a good level of them. They weren't, like, huge, but they were pretty neat. They weren't in-game defining. You didn't have to spend 20 minutes looking things up on Google, or just chilling at round 1 forever. But Black Ops 3 had the best Easter eggs overall for story, for how they were. Black Ops 3 has the best Easter eggs in all of Zombies. I personally think, as Zombies is a nostalgic sort of game, and it's casual, Black Ops 1 is the best for it. But Black Ops 3 is also good in its own rights, as is Black Ops 2. So it's not like an upright winner, it just comes down to personal opinion, and for me, the one that best suited my enjoyment of the game was Black Ops 1.